A Patriots organization led by Robert Kraft, who wanted to make the Pro Football Hall of Fame but opted for 2 massages instead. And that's where I'm going. I want to play down to 3, minus 120. I don't buy New England at all. Not at all. And Seattle got off to a slow start. Remember, they have a new offensive coordinator, but we started to see Seattle come alive a little bit last week against the Broncos, and I just don't see New England able to move the ball at all. I'm high on Seattle this season. We talked about this before the year. Outside of Ramondre Stevenson, who do the Patriots have on offense? No one. No one. So Seattle is 5-1 against the number in their last 6 road openers. I feel like I'm going to play this down to 3 again just to make sure I catch it at a field goal. Minus 120, work the juice. I don't believe in the Patriots at all. Seahawks go across the country and cover against New England.
I almost play this one, but can I say I was afraid to fade the Patriots, which is a wild statement or thought to have. So you're probably right, and the Seahawks are probably the play. If you want to watch it, early slate game set for a 1 Eastern kickoff in Foxborough.
Pick six.
All right, next up for me, we are going to the NFC West, and I'm going to be taking the dog in this one. Because why are the Rams getting points against the Cardinals? This line has flipped from the Rams were favored by 1.5. Now the Rams are getting a point. And I think a lot of this has to do with injuries. Because game the Rams suffered some injuries on their offensive line. A couple guards went down. And also Puka Nacua is not going to be playing in this game. But here's the thing. The Rams still have Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Sean McVay. And they still absolutely own the Arizona Cardinals. Sean McVay is a blistering 13-2 against the Arizona Cardinals, including 7 straight wins in the desert on the road against the Cardinals. So I am not giving up that trend just yet. I still believe in Matt Stafford and company. This is an easy handicap for me. Also, I feel like the Rams are a very good teaser leg this week if you can get them at +7. Love the Rams this week.
Kickoff 4:05 Eastern time from State Farm Stadium in Glendale.
Pick six.
Giants at the Commanders. I'll be there. Over 44. This bet is based on 2 things. My left eye and my right eye. God, this secondary for the Commanders needs some help. It just does. And Emmanuel Forbes last week, this might be a good thing for them. I never wish injury on anyone, but he's the rookie out of Mississippi State from a couple seasons ago. He has struggled mightily. Now he's out for at least a few weeks. He's going to have thumb surgery. So now they have Noah Igbenogany and Michael Davis trying to fill in. Regardless, the point is there's a reason why Washington gave up more points than any team in the NFL last year. They just have issues there that haven't really been addressed yet. On the flip side, who tore up the New York Football Giants last week? Old Sammy Darnold. Slinging Sammy Darnold, still getting it done after all this time. He could be NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Possibly. It is possible with the weapons around him in Minnesota. That's a different conversation. The bigger point is neither of these defenses are equipped to stop one another. Whoever gets the ball last in this game probably wins this game. I think Jaden Daniels goes nuts against that Giants defense as well. This number is too low. Over 44 in Landover.
What's wild to me is that Jaden Daniels, I think the odds have shifted for him in the NFL Rookie of the Year category, which is crazy. He didn't win his first game, but I think statistically speaking, he is going to have a big year. So if you have him in fantasy football, I think you hold on to him. Again, I think he has a big game as well against the Giants. If you want to watch it, you can watch it at 1 Eastern. That is in D.C.
Pick six.
All right, let's not overthink things. We're fading the Panthers once again this week. We're taking the Chargers -6. Now, normally, everything that I have learned about betting on the NFL would say, Chelsea, maybe don't take a West Coast team making the long trip and laying 6 points on the road. But we are talking about a different level of suckitude. I just made up a word because the Panthers need it. They got their doors blown off by a division rival in the Saints last week, 47-10. And this is something that we've learned about ATS records and really terrible teams. Sometimes they can't make the numbers low enough. Last year, the Panthers not only were bad, but were terrible at covering numbers, and it feels like that's going to be the trend again. And sometimes you would say, okay, the Chargers are known for giving up big leads. I feel like that mentality changes when a Harbaugh enters the door. So now that Jim Harbaugh is in charge there, I feel like things are a little bit different. And plus, the Panthers gave up 180 rush yards last week against the Saints. I think J.K. Dobbins goes absolutely wild in this game. So I'm going to take the Chargers, laying the big number, laying 6 on the road at Carolina.
I like this. I came really close to playing this. I got scared because I thought, shouldn't this number be much higher? Shouldn't this be Chargers minus 54 or something? Like, the Panthers are just... I saw some stuff. I wish I had written it down, but in their past few games, they've been outscored something ungodly. So I can't fault you. It's below 7. I'm with you. It's a 1 o'clock Eastern start from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, home of the Honeybees.
Pick six.
Oh, got a little squad play here. Steelers at the Broncos.
Squad play.
Squad play. Under 37. You're on it. I'm on it. Kate Constable's on it. We'll call Lucy and wake her up. See if she's on it. Let's go all in on Steelers Broncos under 37. Justin Fields barely put up points against this questionable Falcons defense. Now he has to go to Denver. And also, this is going to be a really tough test for Bo Nix, who I think is going to be a very good quarterback, but not against TJ Watt, who by himself is just a killer. We've heard that stat where when he's in the game, he makes all the difference for Pittsburgh. And last week, the Broncos are still getting it together. Their offense got called for 8 penalties, racked up a total of only 231 yards passing. Now they face a better defense. This is going to be one of those ugly AFC brawls decided by a field goal. And trends are your friend in this spot. When the Steelers are road favorites, the under has hit in 10 straight games. Under, it's low, doesn't matter. Under 37 in the Mile High City.
Yeah, it's a squad play for good reason. You see these two teams and immediately you think under. And there is a reason that this line has been dropping like a rock all week long, because everybody is seeing the same offenses as we are. And I think the bottom line is it's TJ Watt against a rookie quarterback. You don't think he's going to feast, especially on the check down king in Bo Nix. The guy who put up historically low numbers when it came to yards per attempt last week. He averaged 3.3 yards per attempt. That is the most in NFL history for a quarterback with at least 26 attempts on the day. So he's putting up historic numbers, not in a good way. I don't think the Broncos are going to dial up some explosive offense, especially going against the Steelers. Maybe the sabotage factor is going to be Justin Fields. I know he's had some good games in the past against the Broncos, but he's on a different team. He is on the Steelers offense that does not have many weapons. I feel like we see a low-scoring affair. Would not be surprised if this one's like 19-17 final score. So squad play on the under 37 between the Steelers and the Broncos.
Yeah, an AFC battle in Denver. It's Sunday at 4:25 in the East. Nice to have a squad play on the card, I should say. Yeah, this is going to be a very ugly game, I feel like. And whenever I give out a score like you just did, sometimes I give it out and I'm like, wait a second, is that the under or not? I'll be like, this is going to be like 20-18. I'm like, Michael, that's the over. I make that mistake on a regular basis. So I'm glad you got it right.
Yeah, I think you have to think about that when you're taking some of these totals, because especially the ones that are really low, like even for two really bad offenses, I feel like it's still going to be a sweat.